eSports from Indonesia, and Image 2 is their backup player, and favourite weapon, the M4A1. He was okay yesterday, but, you know, not struggling to make a big impact.
Coming towards the standout player now, FXN, I believe he was probably the best player for TREU yesterday. I think he was doing pretty good work with that sniper rifle.
Yes, certainly I agree with that. Muzi was also doing pretty well, one of the attackers for TREU, but I would certainly agree with FXN. He was certainly the stronger player.
Yeah, Fortis as well here up on your screen. He didn't have an awful day either, from what I believe, but again, probably not up to that same standard that FXN was, you know.
Yeah, certainly. And Adren J as well. He's probably in a similar boat to Image 2 and Fortis.
Yeah.
They put a bit of work in, but ultimately they were just outclassed on the day by yesterday's opposition.
All right, going to have a look in towards their booth, see how they're feeling this morning, and I guess get a bit of a reading on
body
how
language.
comfortable they are, and body language and that sort of thing.
Look, obviously at this point they're trying to focus in on what's going on, so they're not likely to. They're trying to minimise all the distractions around them and just focus on what they know best, and that's play Crossfire. So let's see that as Image 2, of course, coming up first. And here is star player for TREU FXN, FXN. He will have to lead from the front within this team if they're going to have any chance up against PENTA, I feel.
Yeah, I certainly agree on that one. Now we have Muzi, one of the attackers here for TREU. And I mean, look, I think FXN, if he can keep his form from yesterday, and the rest of the team really starts to step up towards that level, I think they'll be on a much better plane than if FXN even goes even more insane. So, you know, make it more of a 5 versus 5 situation instead of a 1 versus 5 situation.
Yes, certainly. That's what you want. It's a team game. You need everyone to execute their role properly within the team in order to be able to. It's that old adage: a team of champions will always be beaten by a champion team.
Yeah.
So, hopefully these guys can focus on that teamwork, making sure that they're trading frags when they're attacking the sites, and just doing all the small things, you know, delaying when they need to, and making sure they utilize the map information. But of course, let's talk about their opponents, PENTA Sports. Obviously, there's a few different nationalities in here representing a European Union, and FaZe is their order, and their favored weapon, the AK-47.
Yeah, didn't see a whole lot from him yesterday, but that's probably what you want. Loons had a pretty decent day yesterday, had some pretty good rounds where he got a couple of 2Ks and 3Ks. Thunder here now, the sniper. I think he probably wasn't as impressive as the majority of the snipers that we've seen from the other teams.
Yeah, that's probably fair to say. And when there's Thunder, there's Rain, and here is an attacker for PENTA. He was okay as well. He popped up a few occasions in the match we saw, but Flex as well, I'd say, had a pretty similar output yesterday to Rain. So a couple of players that were doing pretty well, but I would agree that Thunder really needs to step up and make a bit more noise on the map and use that sniper as a really effective tool that we've seen all throughout this tournament so far.
Yeah, will it be an interesting dynamic to see these two snipers go up against each other, because I feel like FXN might have a little bit of an advantage here, but obviously I think Thunder has probably got the backing of his team behind him a little bit better.
Yeah, that's pretty good there as well, and I would say based on yesterday's output that FXN is really should, based on what we saw, be the person who's going to be winning any sniper duels between those two players as well. But really, as we're going through, we can see Loons on the screen there. These guys look probably a little more relaxed than TREU from what we saw just on the screen there. We saw these guys backstage before, and they were laughing and messing around a little bit. So obviously, having been to this sort of environment before, placing 4th in last year's CFS, they're going to be used to what this sort of scenario is putting them in.
Yeah, they certainly will. Now Flex coming up on your screen here as well, looking pretty comfortable with himself. And yeah, they seem like they're pretty ready to play. They don't seem too sort of zoned in at the moment. They kind of just joking around and having a bit of a chat to each other. So, I mean, that's kind of the other side of the spectrum. Sometimes you can focus a little bit too much and I guess, what am I trying to say, overheat yourself, I guess.
Yeah, I guess there's two ways of looking at it. A lot of shooters are about focusing on the basics of the gameplay, making sure that you do all the small things that are right. And so perhaps sometimes when you're too intense that you're not actually going to be able to, you're thinking too much about the high level stuff rather than just getting your basics right and let everything else sort of roll off from that. And of course, as you can see on the screen, Mexico is the map for today. We haven't seen this yet on stage A.
No.
And it's going to be an interesting one. It's a lot tighter, this map.
Yeah, so that might mitigate, I guess, a little bit of the effectiveness that FXN might be able to have with that sniper rifle. Just from having a look at the map here, you can't see that there's too many really long sight lines that he's going to be able to utilize. So perhaps we're going to be seeing a few more 5 rifle setups rather than taking that sniper rifle away.
Yeah, I guess, though, with the effectiveness of the sniper, the one-hit kill, except for the leg shot, and the fact that the movement's quite dynamic, there is a reasonable amount of cover in this map that you could potentially use, and there's certainly a number of defensive lines that you're able to take as a defensive player with that sniper rifle. So there's certainly, I guess, there's avenues that you could be used if you're well used to using that sniper in that particular style.
Yeah.
But if you're more used to the longer hallways of a map like Ankara, for example, then or even Black Widow, then certainly this map's probably going to be a little bit more difficult for you to take on.
Yeah, certainly will, but it's going to be interesting to see how they those two players play out those sniper drills. But I think something else that we probably need to touch on a little bit more is those attackers who tend to use the rifles a little bit more. I feel like Flex and Rain had a pretty good form yesterday, so they'll be feeling pretty comfortable coming into this. On the side of TREU, I don't feel like their attackers were quite as impressive.
Yeah, I guess that's probably pretty fair there. So the rifle battle is going to be pretty interesting, I guess, when you come to a map like this, Mexico, and there's a lot of close areas. You're going to look to the people who are able to execute the double kills and the spray down. So controlling that recoil as multiple people come into the bomb site is going to be something that will probably play quite a strong factor in this. And that's the sort of thing that you're going to need to make sure you execute well if you're going to be able to achieve the score that you want on this defensive side. It
is something that we saw a few players have a little bit of a trouble with yesterday. Obviously, the general play of, I guess, the gameplay yesterday was the attacking team would play relatively slowly, look around the map for some picks, and then sort of explode onto a site with about 30 seconds left in the round. And oftentimes we saw the defender on the bomb site having a little bit of trouble even getting one frag. They would kind of just get overwhelmed, and then it would end up being something like a 3 versus 4 retake in the favor of the attacking team who would have the bomb down. So that already is going to make things infinitely easier to defend that bomb plan.
Yeah, it certainly is. And you've got to remember that Mexico is a fairly defensive-sided map as well. So if you want to get that lock in that scoreline, and we're looking for really, as a defensive side, to pick up 7 rounds. 7 rounds, I feel, would be the pass for this map. If you're getting 6, that's probably acceptable. But if you're starting on the defensive side, then 7's probably what you're certainly aiming for. And to be able to do that, you're going to have to stop these explosions onto the site, the contact plays. So really, that's going to be pretty critical for me. But then again, if you're on the attacking side, you want to pick up 3 or even push towards 4 rounds. You're going to have to get in and use that attacker's advantage that you have as you're coming around the corner.
I mean, the other thing, I guess, on that sort of topic is that when you're playing on the attacking side and you're only getting those sort of 2 rounds, you need to realize that, yeah, we are on the disadvantage side. Don't tilt too hard because of the scoreline. Obviously, sometimes, you know, if you get a big advantage, you can just run away with the game. But it needs to be a strong mental fortitude for whichever team starts on the attacking side.
The psychological battle is always very important within the match. What you're doing and how it attacks the opponent, like how even you frag the opponent. If you come around the corner and actually wreck somebody, then that's going to have a big mental impact on the other player. And your ability to deal with that on the receiving side, like you said, you know, has a really important way in how this sort of match will play out. Anyway, we're going to get into the action now. Starting on the attacking side is TREU FXN eSports. PENTA will be on the favoured defensive side.
Yeah, I think this is going to make things pretty difficult here for TREU, because I would have thought that they would probably need to get a pretty good start into this one if they wanted to really take it to PENTA. But I guess we'll see. They might surprise us just a little bit. Who knows?
Yeah, it's a new day, a new start. So hopefully this will be good things for TREU FXN eSports.
You can see Rain's already been dropped down a little bit. I believe that was off a grenade, and a sniper on each side here. Interestingly enough, going over to FaZe.
He was
sniping yesterday.
Yeah.
So
actually, I'd like to sort of point out that he was sniping on the defensive side, but when Thunder was, he was on the offensive side by memory. So, so that's interesting as well. And just general setup here. There's a little bit of mid focus as well, but at the moment, Funston's trying to get a pick down towards this A-bomb side. And he's working a few different angles here, but you can see as well, if you're new to the game, these corridors on this map, very tight.
It's really going to make it easier for the riflers to get in there and get those close angles, maybe able to duel the snipers, but we are going to see the first engagement, and it looks like it's going all the way towards the Penta top players as we see Thunder finding a triple kill there. Flex did manage to chime in with one, but Fumsen, he's the only player left alive. I think he's found himself in this situation a couple times yesterday, so we'll see what he can do with it. He did manage to make a few rounds out of his 1 versus X's, but you'd really have to count him out of this one.
Yeah, certainly will. Still 5 alive. For Penta, 35 seconds on the clock now, and the bomb as well is not in his possession, and you can see Penta are doing the smart thing. They're congregating around, but doesn't mean anything. Loon's coming through with a headshot, taking down Funson as well. So the first round going to Penta, and it'll be the start that they're after to make sure that they're going to get that 7 or 8 rounds that they really want on this side, and start off well for day 2 of the CFS Grand Finals.
Yeah, alrighty. Now heading into the second round. Obviously, Penta picking up that first one, going to get themselves in a decent position to get a bit of a momentum underway. If they can pick this round up, then it's really going to start to, I guess, stamp the foot on top of TREU and make things a little more difficult in that sort of mental game.
Yeah, that's certainly true because, well, for TREU, they're going to be on the back foot early on, and that where that mental resolve you talk about comes in. And so far yesterday, they got romped, so we're not sure whether they have that fortitude within them as a team to come back from a poor scenario. But at the moment, it's setting up its pretty standard defense. What we see here as well, we've got Rain and Thunder combining in the middle here. Sort of off towards a semi-offensive position at A, and the push is coming in from the A side.
Yeah, Rain will be important on this defense. He's the one to take the first contact. The grenades are coming through. Image is already tagged down a bit, but Rain and FaZe as well are relatively low, as we do see Image going down there to Thunder. So already a player advantage here for Penta, and that's kind of slowed down the attack at the moment for TREU. They're just trying to peek around the corner. Arden J finding one there onto Thunder, but it's back to a 4 versus 4. So even though they've picked up that one frag, it's still an even player sort of situation for these two teams.
Rain lurking the bomb side here. He's got a Drenjay pushing up on the stairs, but he's fallen back as well. Mirze is not committing with C4. They're still waiting to try to make the play. They still have 48 seconds left on the clock to decide what they want to do. At the moment, either bomb site's probably equivalent, but Rain is a little bit low on this A side. And a Drenjay still sitting there. He wants to play. The battle comes down in mid. Flex gets a kill. Loons picks up one as well, trading through there. And it's last alive to Drenjay on the stairs. They know where he is.
Yeah, I mean, he's been peeking up in this little spot for the last 20 or 30 seconds, so they know exactly where he is, and there's nowhere that he can really go. He has to take this battle. He's going to go and take it onto Rain, but Loons is there for the trade, and that's what matters. Penta finding the second round of the game.
Yeah, FaZe was also left alive there with that sniper, but fairly low. So the first 2 rounds going here, probably as we expected coming into this battle, Penta and TREU. It's just, again, you see lots of exchange of nades early on this mid area as well. They've got a lot of focus here at the moment. FaZe, Flex, both playing on this side here as well. Rain was in there, and he's pushed up a little aggressively as well. You can see a Drenjay is just playing a decoy at this point. It's just him. He's just making noise here. He's just trying to put some doubt into the mind of Penta as to where they're actually going to go for this round.
I feel like the important thing here for TREU is that they need to take this 1 round at a time. They don't need to think about the entire scoreline, because really on this map you only need to pick up a couple of rounds. So if they think, oh, we're 3-0 down or 5-0 down, they're already counting themselves out almost. But if they take each round as its own round, starting at a clean slate, that'll maybe make things a little bit easier in that mental aspect.
Yeah, well, left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot. Just keep moving forward, and don't try and get or don't get too disappointed when you are getting smashed on this side, because that heavy bias can really get into your mind. At this stage, Drenche finally picks up a kill there on that A stairs area as well. So that's going to potentially open that site there, at least cause a rotation from PENTA.
Yeah, Dren trying to push in towards the site. Needs to make sure he doesn't get picked here and equalize the scoreline, and that is actually what's going to happen. So Flex bringing it back a little bit for PENTA, and that one early frag that Drenche managed to pick up is just completely neutralized again.
Yes, certainly. But that one kill in the 4v4 scenario, it sort of lends itself more to the the attacking side. The defensive type gets stretched a little bit here. FaZe playing it pretty smart here, sitting right back in the battle of, in the back of the bomb site. And this way, he's not going to get picked up, and he gets the information early so his teams can rotate.
Yeah, we are going to see a 3 versus 3 situation here. TREU still trying to make their way towards a bomb site. Nothing really committed to just yet, but there's only 25 seconds left, so they do need to get there relatively quickly. Need to get that bomb down. Otherwise, they're just going to be timed out of this round, and it looks like the B bomb site is going to be the option of choice. FaZe here, if he can drop the bomb carrier, that's going to probably shut down the round here for TREU, but, well, it's going to be Flex and FaZe to find one. FXN finding one on the response, but Rain will turn things back in the favor of PENTA, and another round on the board there for PENTA, 3-0.
Yeah, I think TREU FXN just sort of played themselves out of that round there a little bit. They're just a little bit too late in there. They didn't allow themselves enough flexibility going into that last scenario there. After that early pick from Drenche, he probably should have fallen back off that A side. Tried not to get up in there too much, because he just sort of he gave away his life a little bit too easy there. And that just sort of put them a little bit on the back foot, even though they were still at a 4v4 scenario. And after that, they never really recovered.
Yeah, so another round here for TREU to try and make inroads in towards that scoreboard. I guess, again, going back to that point, they need to just take this one at a time and really not worry about the scoreboard at the moment. And looks like they're trying a little bit of a different strategy, going to some different areas. I think Drenche perhaps not peeking towards that A bomb site too much is going to be a good option. Yeah,
he needs to play there, and he needs to make it consistent as well, so that PENTA don't want to rotate off too quickly to any push they might be making on the opposite bomb site. Bit of exchange of weapons there in the middle there, and it comes through to the top there. Lots of frags going down. Loon's coming up with a double kill. Funston's still sitting alive, though. He's sitting there with a C4. Drenche as well. It's a 3 versus 2 now in favor of PENTA, as the action sort of sits back there. But Funston's in an interesting position. They don't know he's here.
Yeah, if he peeks out right now, it's going to be an easy kill onto Loons, and that could really open up the round here. But it is going to be Loons in the end to find Funston on that little bit of an area. Now Drenche on his own once again. He's managed to get himself onto the A bomb site, but unfortunately hasn't actually got the C4, so he'll need to fight his way off the A bomb site and then find the C4 and then get back to another bomb site if he's even able to do anything.
They're squeezing in on him here. Drenche's getting pinched from all angles here. It's a matter of seconds before he goes down, I feel. Like, all the exits covered.
Yeah, this is just a perfect crossfire setup for PENTA, and there you go, Flex to take him out, and 4 rounds now on the board for PENTA. This is starting to look pretty good for them, but bearing in mind, it is a defensive bias map.
Yes, certainly a heavy defensive bias map, so they're going to be feeling like they're in the right position to make a good work of this half, but it's still a little bit to go. They're still going to get another 4 rounds probably, and they'll be really happy if they can move on from this scenario.
Alrighty, so again, TREU just trying to get a bit of map control here. It seems like PENTA are actually pushing relatively far forward from what we generally see on the defensive side. So getting a bit of map control for themselves. Now it's going to be TREU starting to get in towards that mid area. Drenche finding the first frag. FaZe will respond though and takes him out. It's a 4 versus 4 now, and TREU just really pulling the trigger at the moment, getting there forward. FaZe gets caught out of position, but he does manage to take down Fortis and falls back there as well. So really nice work from him, and that's going to make things incredibly difficult here for TREU.
Yeah, they've got a little bit of map control now, a little bit of more aggressive area. Funston picking up a headshot onto Thunder. FaZe still sitting in this bomb site here. Rain is lurking close by as well. He's trying to make a play. Comes in with a flank. Funston's down now. And this is a really good play by Rain. He's stopped. He's got the kill. He falls straight back into the defensive position. They have the numbers advantage now. It's merely a trade game. 3 versus 2 in favor of PENTA.
Yeah, and that's really what Drenche should have done in the second round. He got that frag. Should have just pulled back a little bit and played a little bit more defensively and worked from there. But unfortunately, he got picked off and sort of the round spiraled from there. But PENTA at the moment looking pretty good. They've got 1 there in mid and 1 on each bomb site. So that's pretty much the ideal situation. If the TREU guys end up hitting 1 bomb site, the mid rotator will be pretty quickly. There pretty quickly to make it into a 2-on-2. So basically the ideal situation here for PENTA.
Yeah, and it's just a matter of time. It looks like they're going to move up mid towards the A bomb side here. Loons is lurking around though. He's the rotator here in the middle. He's going to be the one that's moves through as well. The shot comes in as well. I know where Rain is. He's stuck on the bomb side. Mierzi's got the C4. Image 2 coming in as well. Still though, 25 seconds left on the clock. They're going to have to move right now, I feel, if they're going to have any chance of securing this round.
Yeah, Mirzi going to be the first one into the side. He's carrying the C4 as well. Image is going to drop down Loons there, and, well, Rain responds, but they do need to get this final frag quickly because Image, if he can pick up one quick frag, drop the bomb, it could have been a good situation, but unfortunately for TREU, Rain will take that one out, and again, Penta getting another one on the board, so really starting to snowball this lead.
Yeah, and again, that scenario where there was sort of like 8 seconds, 10 seconds left on the clock, and it really puts a lot of pressure on the attacking side if you don't have that bomb ready to plant in that part. So I'd like to see, perhaps now with 5 rounds down, it hasn't really quite worked out for them at all yet. So they're going to have to change things up a little bit here and really try and maybe change the pace, maybe all group up in one area. At the moment, there's smoke at the top of the A stairs here. Potentially just shift everybody up, all 5 up in that one area, and make the contact play that we've seen on a number of occasions. Just stream into that bomb site and overrun them, just pure numbers. 5 versus 2 potentially. Yeah,
FaZe will find the first frag of the round, and you're right, something does have to change here for TREU because all the strategies that they're trying to work here are just not really having any effect at all. I mean, they're getting relatively close, but it hasn't really looked like, to me, in any situation that Penta's actually been in danger of losing a round.
Yes, well, they haven't got the bomb down yet, so they're really struggling to get those entry frags from their attackers into that bomb site. And you can see now the read is really good from Penta as well. There's barely any presence over at B. It's all in this mid area as well. This mid connect you can see right there. A site still looking like the favoured site here from TREU as well. They're going to run into a lot of players pretty quickly as well.
Yeah, a bit of a interesting scenario coming out ahead of us. Arden J going to be pushing up there. It'll be Flex, though, to find the first frag and the second. Gets taken down there, though, by Fortis. And that's a decent trade back. But really, Penta getting ahead once again in this round. And just things so difficult here for TREU to even get onto a bomb site. I really would like to see them go for a bit more of a quicker strategy or something like that. Just try and catch Penta off guard and see what happens from there.
Yeah, this is clearly not working out for them. Penta reading it. They're playing good, smart positioning as well as here. You can see that again, they've got another read on TREU here. TREU are heading back towards the A bomb site, but there's 3 people out of the 4 waiting for them here. Yeah,
Thunder is going to spot out a Drenjay there as well. Fortis does manage to take down Loons, brings it back to a 3-on-2. Make that a 2-on-2 as he finds the second frag as well. Drenjay finding one onto Thunder. Could this be the round here for TREU? They are very low, but the sniper, the only player left alive here for Penta Sports, that is FaZe. He's actually managed to pick himself up a rifle, so good team communication there. They recognize that the damage has already gone over to the TREU players, and FaZe going to have a little bit of an easier time with this rifle trying to retake this bomb site, but it is a 1 versus 2. He is going to spot out Fortis, but completely misses all of his shots and will go down. So that's a round on the board there for TREU.
Yeah, really important step in it. They basically, from this point, if they can pick up 1 or 2 here, eventually they've found the chink in the wall of Penta's defense, and they're really sort of being able to break in there. But really, at the same time, it took a great play there from Fortis to get in. It was just a case of individual brilliance rather than a solid strategy being able to open up that round for them. But sometimes at this level, individual brilliance is what you need to kickstart, to give you that spark to engage for the rest of the half.
Yeah, I mean, it still didn't look like a very solid round for me from TREU. As you say, it was really off the back of that triple kill or the double kill. I think it was from a Drenjay. So still not liking their chances too much at the moment, at least in this half. Obviously, swapping over to that more defensive side, they might have a bit of a better time. But still, Penta, for me, are doing a pretty good job of this one.
Yeah, I feel like they're getting a pretty good read on what TREU are doing just in general as well. They realise that a Drenjay likes to push up on the stairs area on the far left of the map here. He's the number 1 on the attacking side at the moment. But he's gotten 1 pick there on 1 occasion, but he's low health already. So really probably potentially a little bit more focused towards that B site and just generally putting a little bit more pressure at the moment. Because sitting back and being passive doesn't really give you anything. And Penta can just sort of sit and wait, and then this time, second by second, gets lower and lower, and that eventually puts more pressure back onto TREU as a team themselves.
Yeah, it really means they do need to execute quickly onto the bomb site, and when you have to go quickly, you're not able to check as many angles, and sometimes the mistakes start to creep into your gameplay. So perhaps executing 30 seconds earlier might be something that TREU could kind of consider as well.
Yeah, in the scenario where they're not really picking up any information about where the PENTA players are, as we can see, they're rolling into mid now.
Yep, Flex is going to go down there to Fortis. I felt sure he was going to grab the frag, but Thunder will respond onto Fortis. Back to a 4 versus 4 here. FaZe still alive with that sniper rifle. Hasn't really had too much of an impact with that weapon. But again, this timer is starting to run out. 20 seconds left to go, and TREU not really getting into the bomb site at all. I think there was maybe a leg coming out from that sniper rifle. Doesn't matter though, because FaZe is going to be able to take down Mirzi. Rotates his position as well. Doesn't get caught out from there, and is able to find another frag as well. So this is looking pretty good here for PENTA Sports. It is going to be a Dren J though to take back onto Thunder. It's a 3 versus 3 here, and the bomb has already gone down now, so a pretty reasonable situation here. Probably one of the better ones that we've seen actually from TREU, as we do see the retake starting to come across here. It is Rain to take down a Dren J. Fumsen does manage to trade out Rain, finds a double kill in fact. Loons goes down there, and now FaZe, he's going to go down as well there. Image grabbing that final frag, so TREU now starting to get a little bit of a roll going on.
Yeah, it was a slightly different strategy there from TREU. Basically, that mid hit came in, and it felt like they looked like they were going to push in towards that A site. But they actually, once they got that initial contact there and they took down their first frag, they legged it off to B. PENTA, who had already rotated across the A side, they had 3 players there and 1 on B, just FaZe. He was able to pick up 1 frag. Smartly, he fell back because he had no support, but that basically let TREU get into the bomb site, settle down in a post-plant situation, and then Funston, the standout player for TREU, able to execute a nice double kill, close out the round, and just snuff out any opportunity for PENTA there.
Yeah, just having a look at the map there, the B bomb site is relatively open here from PENTA. They've actually started to, I guess, put more emphasis on that mid area. So a little bit of an interesting, I guess, decision from them. It might work out for them, but if TREU decide to go towards that B bomb site, that could cause some issues.
Yeah, I really feel like a similar play to last round, based on the setup here, would work out very well for TREU. Again, looking for a mid push and then a bit of an A fake across back to B, showing some tactical prowess there. That would probably be a smarter scenario here for TREU based on the setup that PENTA have right now. 1:17 left on the clock, 5-2 up for PENTA, but really they would have been kicking themselves. They aren't able to continue off and make this 7-zip from the position they were in.
Yeah, they'd probably be relatively disappointed here, but we'll see how the last 2 rounds here, I guess, progress, because it's still really going to tell us more of how this half has gone. At the moment, it's kind of hanging in the balance. If TREU manage to find another 2 rounds, then that's a fantastic first half for them, but if PENTA pick up these last 2, then it's still a pretty good half for them. So could go either way at this point, but it is going to be TREU starting to make their way towards the B bomb site. Fumsen finding Flex there through the smoke, I think it was. Thunder did manage to trade back, but Fumsen has found himself a double kill already, and he's getting on fire at the moment. He's got a triple kill. Rain does take 1, but a Dren J is going to take down Loons. It's a 3 versus 1 here in the favor of TREU once again, and FaZe, he'll go down as well. So TREU, really, they've just turned things around all of a sudden.
Yeah, 3 rounds just looking very positive for them now. The writing was on the wall for them 3 rounds ago, but they've been able to pull it back right in there to favor now. 3 is an excellent attacking side score already. And at this stage, the form that Funston is in, really, those a phenomenal triple kill there in that round.
I don't even know what happened, but he just really, all of a sudden, has
exploded,
come out on fire, I guess. And
yeah,
a Dren J as well doing a pretty good job. You can see there 9 kills from Sound only on 8, but those 2 guys are really the ones that are doing the lion's share of the work here.
Definitely, and PENTA have adjusted yet again. They're still favouring this A site. There's 3 on there, but they've pushed up aggressive, or more aggressively, on those A stairs on the far left of the map. So they've decided that it's really sort of coming in a little bit different, and they need to adjust the setup to what TREU are doing now. Again, at this point, it worked out getting to the A site last round based off the brilliance for that triple kill, but again, in this scenario, fake the A, go back to B, just isolate that one PENTA player FaZe on that site, rush him in there, and he's got that sniper, and you're going to make life difficult for him, potentially. I think that would be a potentially good read here.
Yeah, we see Fortis there making his way forward. He's spotting out someone, but hasn't actually managed to get much damage across the grenade. Going to take Flex down a little bit, I think it was. Yeah, it was. And at the moment, really, again, nothing too exciting has happened in the first minute and a half of this round.
A little bit of information gathered there from TREU about the positioning of the players on the A side. So they're going to look at information. Image 2 hitting a great shot, the headshot through the smoke. Not even sure what happened there. The A hit is on.
Yeah, once again, this sort of the same execute coming out from TREU. They all send 3 or 4 guys through this same area, and this time there's no one from PENTA to really contest with them. They're going to get on towards that B bomb site relatively okay. There is a rotator. That's Thunder coming across. Let's see what he can do. He's going to go for a bit of a duel up against Mirzi here, but it is going to be Fumsen to take him down. Mirzi, in the meanwhile, had taken down Loons, and it's a 2 versus 4 here. Make that a 2 versus 3 as we do see Flex managing to find himself 1 frag. He has spotted out a Drenjay there as well, trying to go for a bit of a duel, but really not landing his shots just yet, and the bomb timer ticking down, so PENTA have to make some moves in towards here, and it looks like TREU sitting in a pretty good position to be able to close this one out. Drenjay does find 1. Rain is going to find 2, in fact. This is bringing it back to a 1 versus 1. He finds the 3rd as well. Fantastic work there from Rain.
Yeah, that was huge. Making it rain right there and closing out that round for PENTA. And that's going to put them in it's going to settle them out a little bit there. I think in terms of the mental battle, I think they needed that last round there just to settle themselves going into the tougher half.
Rain looking very pleased with himself after that one.
Oh, you would be. That was some pristine play from them. Really good headshots there. The triple kill. That's what we like to see.
But I think at the end of that half, I still feel okay there for TREU, actually. I mean, it looked like it could have been a whole lot worse. PENTA picking up 5 on the trot to start us off, and then TREU responding back with 3 rounds in a row. So I think they'll be feeling relatively comfortable with themselves. 6-3, not too bad of a scoreline here on this map.
Yeah, it's good. I think that it's a base that they can work off, but they've still got to lock down 7 rounds now, and that's going to be a big ask for them. Heading into the second half now, of course, PENTA on the attacking side. TREU going to have that defensive bias in their favour this round. But PENTA pretty strong, and we're going to see how they choose to attack this, whether they like to push themselves up a little bit more.
Yeah, PENTA now going to be able to, I guess, dictate the pace of the game being on that offensive side. So they'll be able to choose when the engagements happen, and perhaps that might be something that will work in their favour. Maybe they like that sort of offensive side. We'll have to see, I guess.
Yeah, they were played pretty slow yesterday on the attacking side when we saw them, so we could probably see a similar setup to what we saw TREU do. I guess they're going to look at see if they can take control of that mid area at the base here. So we're 5 and 4 on the defensive side are sitting right now. That's Fortis and Funsen. So smoking it off. They're using the utilities to do a little bit of delaying. It's a little bit early, but that double stack potentially could come in pretty handy here.
Yeah, it seems like PENTA are going for the same sort of a strategy here as what TREU did. Loons is going to explode out here, taking down Fumsen. Thunder manages to grab Fortis, and he grabs a double kill, in fact, as well, taking down Image as well. So it's a 2 versus 5 already, all of a sudden, and making it back to, well, a 0 on 5 as the final 2 kills going over to PENTA, and that was just utter annihilation. Yeah,
it was one of those explosion plays that we've seen quite a lot of teams doing there, picking up the first round of the road. That's going to be a big mental damage into TREU's current state there as well, because they needed to get off to a good start here.
Yeah, and look at this coming out here for PENTA, trying to get towards that site relatively quickly. Doesn't work out there for them because Drenjay is able to pick up Rain, but Flex, he's going to go down there to Mirzi as well, and I guess the rush strategy that we've seen employed here from PENTA hasn't worked out, at least in this instance.
No, it certainly hasn't. 5 versus 3 now in favour of TREU FXN. Loons has got a little bit of a tag on themselves as well. 3 of the players from PENTA are a little bit low, but not too bad. The flashbang comes in. That was a great flash there. Fortis, though, is not quite fully flashed. Picks up 1. Loons trades onto a Drenjay. 1 minute 44 left on the clock. Interesting battle here now as well. It's only 2 versus 4, so not looking good for PENTA at this stage. FaZe full health. Fumsen's got that sniper rifle now.
Yeah, Loon's going to try and peek around the corner there, but Fumsen's going to find the kill. FaZe will grab 1, but Fumsen with a double kill to close out that round, and well, TREU responding pretty quickly in some pretty nice style.
Yeah, that's good. That's going to try and settle themselves a little bit coming into this second half. PENTA again, probably I would imagine they're going to slow the pace back down. That was a little bit too quick for them there as they weren't quite expecting the battle. I mean, great nade there, landing at the feet. Look at Mirzi and Fortis already tagged down a little bit. Flex a bit as well. He's got that sniper this time.
So the smoke's coming out again here, trying to delay the PENTA eSports players just a little bit. But again, just playing that slow game and waiting, trying to find a pick or something like that. But PENTA really not getting anything at this stage.
Nope, you can see TREU are basically holding. They've got nobody on the B site whatsoever, so they've committed fully here to this mid and A battle. And I guess they figure if they can hold this mid connector where a Drenjay is, then he's going to hold that B attack off entirely. So pushing up now, we're going to see this explosive play again from PENTA any second now.
Yeah, the smokes are coming across, but they'll just charge straight through it. Adrenjay to find one. Fortis grabs another. Adrenjay with a double kill. FaZe does respond, taking him down with a double kill for himself. And it is a 1 versus 3 now. We'll see what FaZe can do, and the answer is actually nothing, as Image takes him down. Another round on the board here for TREU.
PENTA running into an epic crossfire. You had two guys coming from towards the B side of mid there. You had a guy shooting up from A side as well. They just congregated in that mid area and they just copped it from every angle and just did not work out for them whatsoever. But Flex getting a key early frag here on Mirze and full health for him as well. Thunder picking up the sniper now for Team PENTA. And of course, that is one of his preferred roles.
Yeah, I like to see those early frags coming out for the offensive side, because it really does open up the map for them and really stretches the defense of the defensive side.
It allows them to pick up individual battles better, so you don't want to be running into these double stacks. So if you can pick up an individual frag where you can have the numbers advantage, 3 or 2 versus 1, it's going to allow you to execute a lot better there as well. Still nobody on the B side itself, so quite a different setup to what we saw from PENTA on the defensive side is what TREU FXN are doing at this point. 1 minute 30 left on the clock. Still going to look at this explosion into mid here from PENTA by the looks of things. They're going to stick with the strategy they've been working. They think it's worked once. Can it work again?
Yeah, I mean, they have got that player advantage already, so they might just back themselves to be able to win those firefights. And even if they lose a few players, they will still, of course, have that one player sort of in their bank, I guess, that they can lose without having too much of an issue. So it will be interesting to see how the rest of this round plays out. But we are going to see PENTA starting to push towards that A bomb site, and looking like really all the guys from TREU are actually just falling back towards their sites and really not too keen to take this battle in mid.
FaZe picking up the kill on the A stairs. There rotates on. It's going to be an A hit, I feel. FaZe trying to get into this A site now. Image 2 is going to have to do a lot of work here. He's stuck in the corner though. Fortis picks up one. Loons gets another. 35 seconds left on the clock. The action coming through. Rain picking up another one. It's looking really good now. Funson last alive. Can't rule him out though in a 1 versus 4 scenario. Even in this scenario, Bomb has just gone down.
Yeah, he's going to have to pick up some pretty nasty kills if he's able to make anything from this one. He's going to start to peek around the corner here, not spotting anyone out just yet. And this is what PENTA need to do. They don't even really need to peek. They can just hide and play that timer down. But, of course, we do see Fumpson taking a fair bit of damage there, and Rain peeking around the corner. Very quick headshot coming out from him. Yeah,
he's been very sharp really all match. It's good to see him executing those frags like he should. They've picked up for their 8th round. It's 8-5 now in favour of PENTA. So they're looking very comfortable now on the second half. Wow, the triple sniper setup at this stage. So Funson's going to have to work. I think Flex has dropped it back off to the rifle.
Well,
Thunder,
there you go.
Great pick there from Drenjay. That's just going to, again, like you said last round, it's going to split up the defense a little bit.
Making things pretty, I guess, favourable here for PENTA, picking up all these very early round entry frags, which are, one, they're good in terms of the player advantage, and 2, it's really just going to start to play on the mind of TREU. You know, come on, guys, we've got to stop getting picked like this. And then this sort of negative attitude starts to creep into the communication, which can always lead to some more tilting, perhaps.
Yeah, that's certainly true. You've got to maintain that positive mindset, even when you are in a backwards position. That's what the really good teams are able to do, is have that mental fortitude, that mental strength to not go on tilt. And it's something that we're not sure that we've seen out of TREU FXN just yet. Again, at this point, PENTA, they're waiting for another peak. They think if it's happened once, it's going to happen again. They're going to hit into this mid area, but there's nobody waiting there. It's completely vacated at this point. TREU opting for a side defense rather than a mid defense.
We saw this happening last round for TREU as well, and then they actually ended up getting annihilated. So we'll have to see how it turns out here. But I feel like the mid defense is perhaps a bit better of an idea. But again, TREU going to be holding those defensive lines on the bomb sites rather than in towards the mid area, and perhaps it gives up a little bit too much map control towards PENTA.
Yeah,
but I guess we just have to wait and see.
Yeah, a good little flank here on A stairs will really rip apart this A defense. Funson picking up the first initial kill against Thunder. He was watching the A stairs, so that's good. FaZe picking him up, though, peeking into the mid area there. 30 seconds left on the clock. The hit's coming in.
Yeah, 4 versus 3 here for the PENTA Sports guys, but they do need to move quickly, and we'll see how it works out for them. Rainey's going to find one, Flex grabbing another there. Fortis goes down as well to FaZe, and absolute mastery there coming out for PENTA.
Yeah, a really great AX kit pulled out by them, picking up their 9th round. They're in this position now to finish off this match in 10-5 in a pretty good fashion here on day 2 of CFS. 2015, and Drenje picking up early kill. FaZe trades for image 2. That's occurred in sort of the mid area now, and a lot of control already in favor of PENTA. This is not looking good for TREU FXN.
Yeah, generally speaking, when you get a 1-for-1 frag, it tends to favor the offensive side, because we've spoken about how the defensive side gets split up a little bit. When it's a 4 versus 2 entering the bomb side, it's better than a 5 versus 3 in that sort of situation.
Yeah, absolutely. And 4 versus 4 is the current status of this round. Rain changing that though. That's the 4 versus 3. 2 snipers still in the hands of PENTA there. A lot of mid control as well, so they're going to be able to do what they feel like coming in here.
Yeah, FXN, oh, he's going to find a double. Gets a spray, but I think he might have been a bit lucky to get that one through the wall, but I guess he'll take it, bringing it back to a 2 versus 3, and that's just really ruined the day there of the PENTA Sports players. Now Loons and FaZe have to try and make something of this. FXN is going to spot out FaZe here, but it looks like FaZe might be able to get it. No, FXN sprays him down through the wall there. Again, Drenje picking up Loons, and all of a sudden, I guess, TREU picking up a round from nowhere.
Yep, you're absolutely right there, and they really, well, it's probably a bit of a Captain Obvious statement, but they were 9-5 down at that point, so they needed that to stay in the match, in the tournament. And we can see TREU changing up how they're defending here. They're going to put 2 in that mid area that it's been so heavily contested here on this map.
Okay, so PENTA Sports seeing what they can make of this one, but again, the TREU guys not really giving them anything. The last couple of rounds, we have seen PENTA getting those initial picks, so that's something that TREU rather is going to be aware of, and they're going to try and, I guess, negate in this situation.
That's TREU. FaZe in a sneaky little position here as well. He's joined by one. Mirzi getting one. Rain trading it out. And Flex, FaZe coming through. Looks like it's all over here for TREU FXN. 9-6 in favor. This is the last. They really need to fight back here from this scenario. 2 versus 3. Bomb has gone down for PENTA as well. All the pressure on TREU. Yeah,
Fortis and FXN, the one is alive here for TREU, and we did see FXN coming up pretty huge last round, or was it Drenje actually? So, well,
we saw him come up huge yesterday. 24 seconds left on the clock. This retake's got to come in pretty quick here, Jordan.
They do, and FXN is going to find one. He'll peek around the corner here, tries to spot out anyone else, but Flex wisely staying hidden behind that corner. He's going to find an easy frag here onto Fortis, surely. He's going to get one. Loons grabs the other, and that is it. PENTA Sports picking up the victory.
Yeah, a really impressive performance there on the offensive side. They were just able to get early picks in a lot of rounds, and their execution today, I guess TREU FXN just had no answer for it. They were just constantly getting overwhelmed from that mid area. So I guess if you wanted to contrast the 2 sides there, or the style on the offensive side, you could see how important map control is in a shooter like this.
So the handshake's coming out. TREU, of course, this being their first event, have had a bit of, I guess, difficulty, but again, I think it was more of a learning experience for them rather than anything else.
Yeah, it's always hard coming from a less developed nation in terms of experience and whatnot, and going over to these events and playing against a team who has a lot more experience as well. And we've spoken about how strong the first-person shooter scene